twilight of Earth's great civilizations, we were chosen. Some were selected for their skills, others for their strength, and some by luck. The great ships were the embodiment of each nation's ingenuity, courage, and faith. And they sent us to the stars in search of a new home. As we raced skyward, we carried aloft the hopes and dreams of those left behind. Our journey through deep space was long and quiet. And it is finally over. Now we look upon our new world for the first time. On these alien shores, our destiny waits. A new beginning for mankind.
Hello guys, and welcome to Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. And today I thought I would start by bringing something new to my channel, and it's going to be an ongoing series, one episode a day of this game, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I am a undercover Civ fan. I have never done Civilization on the channel before. I'm not really sure why, but I thought I would jump into it with Beyond Earth, considering it's pretty relevant since it just came out. So anyway, let's jump straight into the single player and get things going. So we are going to set up a game and make it our own. Now I'm not too great at the game, so I am going to just go with probably moderate difficulty. We'll go with game pace of standard, and we will keep the map size small, so we have 6 players to fight against. As for the sponsors, I have looked into these previously, and I was looking at the Pan-Asian Cooperative. I like the idea of having a better production and better worker speed. From my experience in Civilization 5, having workers improve tiles is actually very important. So I thought that that might be a really nice thing to take advantage of. So we're going to start with that. Then we have the colonists to choose. Now we could again go with production. I think it's a very nice thing to have, although health in this particular game is apparently something that's quite problematic throughout the game, so it is tempting to go with the energy and 1 health. Now energy is the equivalent of gold, I think. It's like the currency in Civilization Beyond Earth, so let's go with that. We're going to get energy and health in every city. I think that's a nice one to take. As for spacecraft, we are going to probably go ahead and get retrograde thrusters. I think that's one I was looking at getting. Lifeform sensor is another one that I'm tempted to get, mainly because I really want to go down the route of alien technology. But let's go with retrograde thrusters, then we can get a really good starting area. Right, as for cargo, It's tempting to begin with machinery. Worker units are always very useful. Clinic is to do with health again, so that's also something that might be useful. We could also begin with a pioneering technology, something that's also very helpful. Hydroponics, extra population might be problematic for happiness and so on at the start, so maybe not something that I want to take advantage of. Obviously having a soldier unit would be useful as well, but I'm not sure how aggressive aliens are at the start, so it's either between raw materials and machinery, and I think I'm going to go with machinery. Right, as for our planet, we can basically choose a planet here, and I'm tempted just to go random to make it really interesting. Now we can go with advanced worlds to sort of pick something a bit different, but I'm tempted to go with Protean. Atlantean, too many islands kind of breaks up the gameplay at the start of the game. Terran world could be interesting as well though. Maybe we'll go for Terran world. I think that would be a nice one to go with. So that's us set up. Let's jump in and start the game.
Hello, I am the Advanced Integration and Simulation Resource, or Advisor. I am equipped to introduce you to the basic systems that will guide your development on this new planet. Additionally, I can provide strategic advice based on situations you encounter. How would you like me to proceed?
Well, I think we should use an advisor. I think it'd be useful. It sounds pretty friendly. I think we'll just say new to Beyond Earth. I'm not necessarily new to civilization, so we'll go with that. And I will go with advice only.
Select a suitable location for our people to make planetfall. This will be the site of our first great city. Select a plot within the red border to land.
Right, so we want to get a place that is going to be both strategically useful and will enable us to get resources. So I'm not quite sure how we move around the map. It's left click drag. Okay. Now there is a resource here and there's also a resource here. We can go to the toggle map options to turn on resource icons, and then we can have a look at exactly what these give us. So these are fungus, and they give us +1 food when improved with a plantation. There's also silica here. Now that'll be 1, 2, 3, I think, if we turn on the hex grid. 1, 2, 3. So if we build a city here, we will have access to these 2 resources. We won't have access to this one, but we can probably build a city further up. So I'm tempted to build here because it will enable us a passage through this island, and that would be quite good strategically. Instead of having to go round either of these, it will actually provide us a path through if it's anything like Civilization 5. But obviously we won't get around to finding that out until pretty much later on. We're going to go with yield icons, and we shall have a look at where we want to place it. So I think here's a good idea. +2 food and 1 energy. Production's always nice, but once we start improving the lands around us with the worker that we have at the start, it will be pretty easy, I would assume. So let's start by placing our city here. So I'm not going to claim to be like an expert at this game. I really am not. I only ever played Civilization for a bit of fun. But I think I might just set my worker to do automated improvements. I'm sure they know what they're doing in this game. So I think we'll go with that, unless there is a suitable way of finding out what to make. Yeah, I think we'll just go with automated. I'm not too familiar with the worker options. I'm guessing he's going to make a plantation there. Let's get our explorer and go and have a look at what's going on. So I can see a orbital crash site here, I think that is. And that is what we want to go and give an expedition to. So let's head over that way and see what's going on. Now, as for production, we need to start building something. So we can go with another explorer, or we can whip out a soldier, or we can start building a clinic. Now I think a clinic might be a good idea. But we can also think about maybe going with an old Earth relic, although that does... Oh, that will give us +2 culture, which will head towards our virtues. And virtues are needed to like upgrade your nation in general, so it's tempting. It's either a clinic or an old Earth relic. I don't think we need soldiers just yet, because I can't see any alien life forms around me, which is pretty lucky actually for the start. So let's go with an old Earth relic. I think that'll be better, because the virtues can possibly unlock our stuff. We also got to unlock a research. Now research is pretty crazy.
The technologies that may be discovered and how they are connected. Technologies come in 2 types, branches and leaves. Branches represent broader technological ideas and cost less research. Leaves are more specific and are more expensive.
Right. So, not quite sure what we want to go for first. We've already got habitation. That's the one we start with. As for what we want to go for next, I'm not entirely sure. Now, maybe if we head towards genetics, that might be a good idea. I kind of want to head down the harmony route with my choices of technology. So maybe chemistry would be good. That will help us with our production, I believe. And we can head up to organics. And on the edge of here, we also have bioengineering or synergetics, where we can head towards the harmony affinity, in which we get a rocktopus. Bioengineered living orbital unit. That would be pretty interesting. Orbital units are another thing that's introduced in Civilization. I'm not obviously going to go through everything. Clearing Miasma, that's something that we might want to take advantage of. So maybe ecology would be a good idea to start off with. So yeah, let's head down to alien biology so we can get the clear Miasma and work up Miasma immunity. That would be very, very nice. That was too easy to change that then. Right, just before I move on, I want to quickly go into the options and turn down the sound, because the music is very loud. So we'll turn that down. And we'll leave the rest up. Right. Okay, so let's move on to the next turn. Yeah, we want to make a plantation there, obviously. And we want to make a generator here, so that's cool. We'll just leave the worker doing its own thing.
Resource pods were sent ahead of our journey and contain valuable materials from old Earth. Send a unit onto the resource pod to see what it contains.
Right, inside the resource pod, you found a basic satellite. Still intact and enough rocket fuel for it to reach escape velocity. A free solar collector is now ready to launch. Solar collector? What the hell does that do? I have no idea how this works. What does a solar collector do? Orbital unit. Okay. +1 energy on tiles you own. Any city in range also receives 20% energy overall. Okay, so it just sort of boosts our energy. So if we put it up, we should probably put it over the city. But the only thing I'm worried about is orbital, like they can crash. And I don't want it to crash onto my city if I make it go right above my city. I think we'll just do that anyway. And we got an achievement for it, so why not? Cool. So this is the orbital view. I've no idea how we get there. Oh, well, I just found it. There we go. So that's just going to give us a bit more money at the start of the game, I assume. Yep, as you can see, it's boosted our income from +8 to +12. So that was a nice find. Quests. Do we have any quests?
Excuse me, I have important information for you.
Oh, great. What are we looking at?
You have finished construction on a unit which can launch into orbit. To launch it, select the unit and click
Yeah,
its
I
action
think
button.
I'm ahead of this.
Once launched,
Yeah, whatever. Go away.
this is the orbital view. It displays the effect areas of
I
units
think I
that are
already
in orbit.
know
Effect
what
areas cannot overlap, so it is
I'm
useful
doing.
to plan launches ahead of time. This view also shows your launch coverage area. An orbital unit must be launched over a tile with coverage. Coverage can be extended by constructing city buildings.
Great. Okay, this is the orbital view. Okay, so you're supposed to plan your launches ahead of time. Obviously, I didn't have a chance to do that. But I am getting +2 energy, I think, from most of these tiles because I have this orbital unit above me. Okay, so let's get out of that view. I have a feeling this might start getting pretty tedious. There is some alien lifeform here. I'm hoping that doesn't destroy my explorer. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Let's move on to the next turn. Well, the alien moved away from me, so that's okay. I think we might head in the opposite direction now because that alien is right there. Continue the movement. Tiangong has grown. I'm not sure quite what this is doing. Ah, he's constructing a generator. Now, that's quite a good thing to do because it is recommended for that tile. So, like I said before, the workers probably know what they're doing. They can upgrade units. Oh, this is interesting.
Pardon me, I may be able to assist you.
this helper thing, helper person is just gonna start annoying me. I could tell. Pardon me. Right. Anyway, the unit upgrades screen. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, great. Be asked to choose your first upgrade. You have 2 choices. If you reach level 4 in any affinity, another powerful upgrade becomes available, and then you build brawlers and marauders, or sentinels and centurions, or disciples and apostles. So this is supremacy, this is purity, and this is harmony. Purity is based on keeping humans the same and making this very much like Earth. Supremacy is all about dominating the aliens and using like robotics and stuff, and then harmony is mutating the human race to be like aliens, and that's kind of what I want to do. Right. Not much else to do really, just keeping a move on my worker. Tiangong doesn't really need to do anything. I think our production is absolutely fine. The Old Earth relic completes in 3 turns. Can we add like to a queue? No, we can't. Great. Or at least I don't know how. Right, let's get out of that and move on to the next turn. We have some more aliens coming from the opposite direction. Exactly where I was heading my explorer. How wonderful. Maybe we should head up north instead.
One of our units has walked into a cloud of strange alien miasma. This miasma is toxic and will damage our units and equipment if they remain here. Until we understand this substance better, we should avoid it if possible.
Cool. So we walk this worker into Miasma, which you can see on the tile there, as we're heading up north. I assume we're pretty high on the map. Right. That'll do for now. Let's move on to the next turn. He took damage from the miasma. Whoop-de-doo. Continue our movement onwards. And we can choose a new production. So let's get the clinic now, as we are going to need that to sort out our health. So you can see the health here increases our speed towards outpost growth. And it needs to be stable, I think. Otherwise they will start to hate me. Continue our exploration. Looks like we're hitting ice caps. Not sure if we can go across the ice caps.
You can establish trade routes with stations to receive various supplies that your people may need.
Cool. So, station discovered. Far Base 1 provides 2 energy and 2 science to any city that establishes a trade route. That could be annoying because there is aliens here. I'm not sure how we're supposed to get a trade route down there. Actually, I heard about a technology that stops aliens from going near your trade, but I'm not quite sure how you get that. Anyway, yeah, this is like the top of the map, I think. So we will head back down south and hopefully get past these aliens somehow. Right, then let's have a look in Tiangong if we can build any trade. Nope, doesn't look like we can. So maybe it's worth just jumping into the tech quickly and having a look. Not quite sure where the tech button is. Ah, it's up here. Right. So, what would it be under? Pioneering, maybe? Oh, a trade depot. Is that what it is? Allows 2 trade routes to be established. Maybe that would be worth getting next after ecology. Because ecology currently allows us to get a miasma repulse or miasmic repulsor, which is like an orbital unit that clears miasma. And it also allows us to build an ultrasonic fence. Prevents alien units from approaching within 2 tiles of the city. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I guess you build that in your city and then it stops aliens from coming near you. I hope that includes like siege worms and stuff, because I heard they're pretty brutal. But anyway, let's move on to the next turn.
Excuse me, I have important information for you.
Health. Keeping your citizens healthy is key to a productive colony. Additional citizens make your colony more unhealthy, while virtues and some buildings provide positive health to counteract it. Try to keep your people healthy to avoid research and culture penalties. So that's what it does. If your health goes low, research and culture penalties for you. Right, let's develop a virtue. I have no idea
The screen allows you to
what
choose
these
the
are.
virtues that will shape your civilization. You spend your accumulated culture to acquire them. The deeper you go in each row or column, the more bonuses you will earn.
Cool. So I haven't read up any of these, so I'm not quite sure. We'll just have to kind of wing it. We can get plus 10% food retained after a city grows. Increased outpost growth. Free worker unit, that could be a nice one to head towards. This one probably gives us a free soldier unit or something. But plus 15% speed for tile improvements, this one looks good. Free colonist, new city very easily. This prosperity thing looks very cool. As for knowledge, we can get extra science when healthy. Each tile generates plus 0.25 culture for every population. So looks like we will maybe go down knowledge so that we can increase our technology sooner, and by doing that we can then also get virtues quicker due to the social mores, and then we can go into prosperity and get the extra colonist. I think that might be the best one to go for, foresight. Industry is all about production. I don't think we'll need production at the moment because we have a worker already improving all my tiles. Although this central planning does look tempting with the plus 5 energy in the capital, especially if we're not going to have a second city for a while, because it looks like the expansion in Beyond Earth is a lot sort of slower than it is in Civilization 5. You don't seem to be building settlers or colonists as quickly, but I'm not too sure yet. I guess you could rush colonists and stuff. Yeah, I think we'll go with knowledge. And obviously by increasing in knowledge we can possibly get synergy bonus, which is plus 10% culture in every city, and by getting one in this sort of tier, we can also possibly get a free virtue. So maybe after going down to like social mores and then moving on to creative class maybe, and like further down here we can get this free virtue that we can then put into prosperity. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Anyway, we now have 3 citizens in Tiangong. New citizen will automatically work the land near the city for additional food production or energy. Cool. So I guess we're building a paddock now on this, or not a paddock, a plantation, that's the one. Up here we can build another settlement. I think this will be a nice place because there's a lot of resources. We've got floatstone, fruit, tubers, feraxite. So we can probably place it like there. I'm not quite sure if that'll be close enough. Yeah, that should work nicely. We'll put it there, and then we'll get all of these resources as well without actually having to delete any of them, because I think that's what happens when you place a city or a colony on an actual resource in this game. Anyway, let's move on to the next turn. Need to make sure that our explorer continues to explore. Oh, there's a couple of aliens there. Great. Are we going to attack them? No, we're not. But I am unsure about keeping this worker on the edge there. We may have to get a soldier unit sooner than I expected. And we're not going to obviously attack them. I want to remain friendly with the aliens. I'm not sure how much it really makes a difference. But it would be worth doing nonetheless. Just so that we don't end up in big sort of skirmishes with the aliens early on. So, yeah, after the clinic's finished, we'll build a soldier unit, I think. Cool. Unit needs orders. We'll just sleep you for this turn and move on to the next one. Worker fella can continue over to the right. So it looks like we have a new player.
El pueblo unido de Sudamérica le da la bienvenida.
Reginaldo de Alencar of Brasilia. The United People of South America bid you welcome. Cool. Well, that's great. Welcome to my planet. If you wish to communicate with another colony, you may click on their city banner as a shortcut to talk to them. Thank you. Right. I guess we'll head this way because it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting past these aliens anytime soon. They're actually standing in my land now, which sucks. Alright, let's move to the next turn again. I need to... Oh, another city. Great. There are going to be 6 players. We currently have 3 on the map.
How may the corporation serve you?
And this is CEO Suzanne Fielding of ARC. Great. So I think they're American. Oh, I wish these aliens would piss off. That's going to get annoying. What I ideally want to do is get some soldiers and then fortify them on this tile. And then I can happily let my worker just do his thing. Ooh, a resource pod. Let's go pick that up. Put the worker back onto his tile, considering the beetles have moved out my lands. He will start to produce a soldier. Found a portable reactor and the fuel source inside the resource pod. You are able to activate it despite some damage from landing, providing 40 energy. Cool. What's that? It looks like some sort of thing we can put an expedition on. Planet is littered with strange artifacts. Use the Explorer's Expedition ability to investigate this. I was already going to do that.
Your explorer has noticed something strange nearby. It could be a ruin, some sort of wreckage, or perhaps alien in nature. You should order your explorer to the site and excavate it to see if there is something worthwhile to be found.
Cool. Thanks, dude. I will do just that. Right, let's move to the next turn. And now we can head to that site. And we will start an expedition. I think we have to wait till next turn to do that. Ooh, we have another virtue already. Let's give each city tile generates plus 2.5 or 2.5 culture for every population. That'll be a very good one. And now all of these tiles will start producing us more culture. We can get virtues very, very quickly. Right, let's construct an expedition. See how things go. Not sure how long that's going to take. But we have researched ecology.
Groups have discovered a new efficient method to build and deploy satellites. Once constructed, you can launch a satellite to the orbital layer, which will allow you to project abilities or firepower down to the world below. Choose its final orbital location carefully, as it cannot be moved once deployed.
Cheers. Right, ecology. When Coyote learned he was the only one of his kind on the new planet, his howl echoed through the rifts and off the distant hills. The Uncle never cloned stories. Yeah, I think that's all made up. But there we go. We have the miasmic repulsor. I guess we're going to have to make one of them at some point so I can get rid of any miasma down towards far base 1 so that doesn't affect our trade route. And yeah, we should be good. And we do have 327 energy. It might be worth just like buying some buildings and so on to speed up the working here. We can get an ultrasonic fence now. Prevents the aliens from approaching from within 2 tiles of the city. I think that would be a very nice thing to invest in after our soldier has finished. And that will stop the aliens from interfering with my worker. Cool. So let's return to the map. I also think I need to get like a sea worker at some point to make use of this algae. I think the algae gives me extra food. Not sure how tasty algae is going to be fair. But anyway, unfortunately, this has been all my time for the first episode of Civilization Beyond Earth, and I'm already enjoying it. Hopefully you guys are too. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.